Okay, hi. So, I'm finally, for the second time, attempting to film the sketchbook tour for my 2025 daily drawing book. Hopefully, this footage is usable because I've been struggling um, making it work. So, yes, in 2025, I did a drawing almost every single day. Um, not every day. So, we're going to go through it. Um, yeah, that's it. Okay, we're gonna start. All right. So this is the first page. I was testing material. So this is like before I started, and I wanted to make sure like what would bleed through this paper and what wouldn't, and I settled on colored pencils. So I love colored pencils, so it was not a hard choice. Yeah. So in the beginning, I gave myself like rules and would like fill in the page every day, and I stopped doing that within 4 months because it was too much work and too much pressure. So there's going to be a lot of pages where I just did nothing here. I'm going to go through them quite quickly. So yeah, so this was an, interesting experiment, actually, because at the beginning of last year, I honestly was not sure I was going to be able to complete the project. I wanted to know if I could. So here's the first couple of pages. And honestly, there are a lot of not good drawings in this book. There's a lot of experimentation. It was really just like, let me just move the tripod ever so slightly. I'm sorry about everything. I'm still figuring out how to film anything. A lot of experimentation. And I was just like, teaching myself how to finish drawings because for such a long time I was only working in my sketchbook, and my sketchbook honestly very often feels like endlessly iterative. Like I can just keep going, I can keep adding to pages. Like this is like you got one day to finish it and it's got to be finished. I think that was really helpful for my practice because I started finishing work about halfway through the year, like actually finishing art and posting it online for people to be like, "Yo, this is finished. It's not just my sketchbook." And yeah, it's almost like I don't have exact thoughts on a lot of these drawings. Like some of them I think are horrible, and some of them, like this one, I think is more interesting than that, for example. But yeah, it's just like I found it to be, this is like hamburgers, like what? But it's a really good way to like work through ideas, and you kind of only get one shot every day to do it. So that's what I was doing. And like some of these are just like ugly, or as I was experimenting with color or form. And honestly, the book, and sometimes I would do the wrong day. And sometimes I wouldn't. And sometimes it would be better than others. Yeah, I started out, I was doing like the colors I used at the top. You're gonna see pretty quickly that that does not continue. So now we're into March, where I was trying to do only 6 colors for a while. This is ugly. Actually, I think a lot of these are ugly. I think some of them are good and most of them are horrible. This is interesting. That's not. Yeah, so, I'm sorry. I moved the tripod with my foot. I'm filming in a very strange, like my shirt's there. I'm hovering over the desk. I cannot figure out how to get this to work properly. This is my first day I skipped. I skipped 2 days because my dog was sick and I was really tired and could not function because I was having to go out every hour or so with the dog. So yeah, this is probably my first like real thing drawing in the book. Cause I don't know, I have this thing where it's like I'm an abstract artist for the most part, but I'm always sort of like in between the line of like abstraction and not third skip day. It's like I'm thinking about real things, obviously. I like this. And I started doing like little, you know, titles, maybe notes, definitely. Yeah, this was my second real drawing thing. So yeah, I started doing like stars in the corner if it wasn't my reference. So that's what that is. It just means it's like something I found on the internet to draw, not something that I came up with on my own for. You're gonna start to see things get like a little more realistic now. I'm very inspired by like tangled plant matter and mirror images and gradients for a while. I think this is 5 skip days, I'm trying to say. Radiation. It's like I'm always looking for a process to get into. And sometimes I'll get really fixated on a certain kind of process. And I'm still, you know, figuring out my art practice in a way. I think like doing a kind of project like this where you have to like make a lot of work, but in a time frame sort of thing could be really good for figuring things out. It's like a sketchbook, but it's almost more intentional and also less, because I'm not sketching exactly for, you know, a finished piece, and I'm not sketching just to sketch. I'm sketching to finish a drawing every day, and some of the drawings, is that 6, are really bad, which is fine. I'm probably flipping through too quickly. And like some of these I do not remember at all. And I did them, you know, over a year ago. And some of these look exactly like things I make now. Or like would fit, you know. I've already started the new book for this year. And I'm doing it a little differently. So there's that. Yeah, this was like I was referencing an abstract painting of someone else's. Same here. Same here, same here. Just like trying to figure stuff out. That was a rug. This is a drawing of myself. More references. It's like good for my brain to like draw real things. But often it's difficult. It's my birthday. And we're back to, yes, I like this spread a lot. I think it is very good. I love the colors. Just remember that. Yeah, and this whole section, I was really sick. Is my camera tilting? I'm really bad at this tripod situation. I can't figure it out. I feel like you can see. I'm gonna move the tripod. I'm sorry. Everything's slipping. I can't keep anything steady. I don't know what to do about it. We're figuring it out as we go. It's not great. So this was a reference image, and then I did kind of my own thing on the next page. Is that 7? Yeah. I got really into references in the summer. That was my photo. You'll see, like, you know, there's iterations of like things I went through during the year too. And there's you know, this was a year for me in terms of like personal growth as well. So my reference, like a lot of things happened this year that are just like, I am not the same person I was at the beginning of the last year that I am now, which is, it's good. It's a good thing. Growth is hard, but good. Yeah, some of these I just don't have words for, which is fine. It's also a good place to play with neon colors because it's in a book, and it's not gonna get, I'm gonna move the tripod again. I am so sorry. I am really bad at this filming business. I'm probably making squeaky desk noises. I don't know what you can hear. It's probably horrible. I am so sorry. If anyone, I could probably look up stuff to do to like make this better, but I'm just trying to do it. And that's where you got to start, right? Just do it. I mean, that's like what I'm doing here with the art. Just do something. Make it better later. Just go for it. I really like, my goal this year is to post at least one YouTube video a month. And hopefully I'm going to do more than that, obviously. But like, that's the baseline. And we're already almost all the way through January and I have done nothing because my tripod situation was bad. And then my work was crazy and I'm moving the tripod again. Yikes. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but I really wanted to film this book because I think it's pretty special to have just done something. I think this is 8. And then you see the words on the other side. I try to stop that. 9. I like that. I don't know why I'm pointing it out. But you see, like, I kind of will go through like iterations of the same idea for a while. Or I'll do something on one page and then I'll mirror it, like do something else similar on the next that's mirroring it. And then, you know, something totally different the next 2 days, etc. So we're getting into October. I've lost count on my skip days. I think we're at 9. So I started doing these like patterns, and then something happened in my life. It's coming. This is where everything changes. I had a, you know, major like mental health breakthrough So I think this is 10, 11, and then I started drawing trees. And real things. And these are all my reference photos. I made paintings from both of these. 12. I made a painting from that. And this is like outside of my, like, this is not art but it's like art I had to make in a way. Because I was processing so much internally, and the trees were the only thing that like made sense to convey how I felt. And I let it move through me, this feeling I was having. And once it moved through me, I was kind of done with it. And it's kind of strange, like sometimes you're like, oh, it's a new way of making art, it's a new way of thinking, and this is what it's going to be from now on. But I always come back to making art in the same way. And if I go on like one of these side quests with the trees, it's a side quest. It's like me figuring things out, but I never know what it's going to be. Is that 13? Like, these are pictures I took. It's just hard to explain how I feel about them. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video more in depth about the tree thing. Because yeah, I take a lot of pictures of trees. Like, I've always done that, but thing. And then you're gonna see, it's like towards December, there's some more trees. There's a little guy. Rat. And then 14. Rat. Tree. 15. And then at the end of the year, I go back to the mirror thing that I started with. Like, I came back into myself, and then that's it. That's the end of the year. And it's like I'm going through this. I've already filmed this, all right? So like I've gone through the book and talked about it, but I think I maybe have more perspective than I did 2 weeks ago about it. Because it's like this whole journey of like coming back to myself, really, which is interesting to talk about. Here, I'll show you. One sec. So this is 2026's book. I am, by the way, using, this is a Moleskine daily planner. So you can see I'm using the full page. I'm doing the same kind of mirrored drawings as I was before, but it's different. It feels different to me. It feels more like myself than it did before. And I can't really explain. So my next video is probably going to be more about, like, I haven't done today's yet, about my art practice going forward, because I am really trying to figure things out and to move forward in a healthy way, artistically. So anyway, thanks for watching. This was probably not the best video I've ever filmed. The bar is low, you know. It was probably, I don't know. I'm trying to figure stuff out. So I'm gonna say see you next week, and subscribe if you want. Hopefully this gets better. I want to do some process videos, but I'm still figuring out the tripod situation. And thanks so much. Bye.